Hey there, it's your friendly neighborhood marketer, Tad Hargrave, from marketingforhippies.com, and today's video, I'm really actually excited to share this one, because this is one, it's so central to my thoughts around niching, but it's not one I really talk about very much, and yet it's funny, it comes up in conversations more than workshops. But the idea is this, that there are three different elements of niching, and I did one about three different elements: the who, the what, the how, a few days ago. But this is a slightly different take on it. So again, we'll Venn diagram three circles. And the first thing that I would put in here are, what are your gifts? You know, there's a great website, naturalgiftssociety.org, I think. There's a lot of books, Strengths Finder 2.0, helping people identify what are their gifts, what are their strengths. There's a whole field of work, you know, called finding your natural gifts, or the gifts of the spirit, that I've heard of. But basically, there's certain things that come so easily to you that are hard for other people. You know, you might love, you might be really good at art, you might be really good at hosting people and hospitality, you might be really good at administrative stuff, and other people aren't. There are a lot of things that you might be good at, so easy for you, comes so second nature to you, and for other people it'd be the most difficult thing in the world. So what are those things for you that are your gifts? Meaning they were kind of given to you. You didn't have to work for it. It's not so much, I mean, maybe talent's another way to say it, but it's just, yeah, it's something to think about. The second thing to think about is, what's your vibe? You know, I was just at Folk Fest, and I was talking to this guy, very charming guy, and Kalen, and he was just like, you know, man, I'm just a stoner dude. That's just how I am. His vibe was very much that. Other people have a much more sophisticated, kind of coquettish vibe, and some people have a real rock and roll, edgy vibe. So everyone's got a slightly different vibe, you know. So that really does impact your niche, how you show up, who's going to be drawn to you, who won't. Some people have a very professional business vibe. So it's just good to know, what's your vibe? What's the, you know. And the last one, your wounds. And this is a big one. Man, I could talk about this all day. But the idea that your deepest wounds are often a doorway to your truest niche. The places you've struggled the most, where you've had the most to overcome. This often is a good indication of the kind of work you could do. So specifically, the wounds provide often the direction of the work. The gifts provide the form of the work. And your vibe, or, you know, I could put your nature as another way of saying it. Just what's your nature? What's, you know, this is the kind of tone of your work. Yeah. So your gifts, wounds, and your vibe are these three elements that come together, and there's this sweet spot where it's you've got a really clear direction, a clear form of it, with a clear kind of tone to it. Makes it very clear if people want to say yes or no to you. It's a good filter. So it could be that your wound is, you know, you went through sexual abuse when you were younger, but a gift is theater for you, and art and creative expression, and your tone is very very fierce, let's say. So you think, I'm going to help women create theater pieces or art to make beauty out of this terrible thing that happened. Or maybe the wound is you got bullied a lot as a kid, you know, and one of your gifts is you're really good in the outdoors or something, you know, you feel really kind of drawn to that, and you're really good at identifying plants and all this, and your vibe is a very chill outdoorsy guy. It could be like, hey, you're going to take young men who've been bullied outdoors, take them hiking, do some plant identification with them, and as you're talking about the plants, you'll also be teaching them about bullying and teaching them about being a good human being. You know, there's so many, I'm just riffing here, but you get the idea. There's so many different things, you know. So one of my wounds, I got into sales and marketing when I was younger, and I just drank the Kool-Aid of all the pushy, aggressive, gross marketing stuff. I did it. I'm sorry. I did, and it was painful. You know, it's like there were some nights it was hard to sleep because I was using all these pushy tactics, but I just thought that's what you had to do. I thought there was really no other way about it, and so I did it. And boy, friends of mine kind of pulled back. Friends of the family were saying, like, why are you wheeling and dealing me? If you've ever been through it, and I hope you haven't, it's just so painful. So that's a wound. One of the gifts, pretty good at talking, pretty good at writing. Those things come, like writing, ever since I've been a kid, I've wanted to be an author. Public speaking, getting my photo taken, headshots, but put me on stage, man, I got funny shit to say, let me at it. So those have been gifts for me, talking, writing. And then my vibe, I don't know, I'm a funny guy, fairly relaxed, casual vibe, I'd say, probably. And that's all come together in the form of marketing for hippies. So anyways, those are the three. I think it's an interesting way to look at it. So what have you struggled with? What have you had to overcome? Where have you been hurt in your life that you've maybe done some work on and you might be able to help others? That's a good direction to go in your work. I can help you figure out who your people are. What are your gifts? What comes easily for you? That can give you the form of what you do. And yeah, what's your vibe? That gives you the tone. And it's good to notice, are any of these missing from your current business? Not as incorporated as it could be. Because sometimes people are like, yeah, I've got the wounds thing, I'm helping people with that. But they've never looked at all their gifts and the ways that they can bring in some of these other things they do. They know the particular issue that they're helping people with. There's another way to say, what's the issue? What's the problem? What's the symptom? But they've got a gift of photography, and they've never thought of how they could weave that in. Not that you have to, not that there's any dogma about it, but it's like, oh wait, I could. I remember hearing about one life coach. Her gift was photography, but she was a life coach, and she would do these day-long sessions, and she'd take a before and an after picture. She'd take their headshot, and then there'd be a whole day-long life coaching session, and then take photos after. And the after photos were really wonderful. But she just found a way to use it and to show people visually, here's the difference this is making for you. So anyway, I'm sure you can think of your own examples. And that's all for today.